What's up, all me UX trolls, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl, and in today's video, I am going to be celebrating May 4th, Star Wars Day, and let's talk a little bit about how, somebody like me, a girl, was able to get into Star Wars before Kathleen Kennedy took over and did everything first and made the Force female, and before Jennifer Lawrence became the first female role model and female action star. Well, all the way back then when, men were actually in charge, like George Lucas, that were actually creative and capable of making something that can stand the test of time, even when he's got psychos destroying it piece by piece. Let me tell you how I, a girl, was able to fall in love with Star Wars and how it has shaped my life since I was 2 3/4 years old. Now, if you've already heard this story, then I hope you enjoy hearing it again, because I get asked time and time again, Anna, what was it that got you into Star Wars? How long have you been a Star Wars fan? And the honest answer is basically my entire life. So I was, like most little girls, I was obsessed with princesses. You want to know why Disney is still a company? Oh, well, there was this little movie called Cinderella that kind of saved Disney from going under. And one of the most popular things about Disney is its princess movie. Why? Because, oh my gosh, little girls like princesses. Crazy, mind blown, right? Right, guys? Like that in today's day and age, like that's something you tell somebody that's an executive at one of these companies, and they're like, what are you talking about? Little girls can't like princesses. They have to have the most masculine looking woman in the world. Like that's the only thing little girls can look up to. That's what little girls like. No, that's propaganda. That is not what little girls like. You want to know why Frozen was so successful? You want to know why every single little girl is, want to be Elsa or Pocahontas or Mulan or Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White? You want to know why? Because we like it. Like, it's just that simple. Little girls like princesses. Little boys like Transformers. And not saying little girls can't like Transformers, but typically little girls like princesses. That was the case for me. And so my parents decided to go and have another baby, and I was stuck, hanging out with my aunt, or being babysat, I should say, by my aunt. Now, all of my cousins are a lot older than me because my parents got married later in life and had kids later in life. So I was the baby for a very long time, and like my next oldest cousin was, significantly older than me. And so when I was at my aunt's house, she didn't really have much kid stuff because all of her kids were already in high school or out of the house at that point. And so she only had like one princess movie, which I think was The Little Mermaid. And I was one of those kids that I would watch it over and over again. And she's like, Anne, I can't watch this anymore. Like, what if we watch this movie? I was like, no, I don't want to watch that movie. She's like, what about this movie? And I was like, no, I don't want to watch that movie. She's like, what about Star Wars? And I was like, no, I don't want to watch that movie. She's like, but there's a princess in it. And I was like, there's a princess in it? Turn it on right now. I want to watch it. There's a princess in it. That was what got me, a girl, into Star Wars. And if it wasn't for the princess in Star Wars, I would have refused to watch it and my life would have been completely different. But it was the princess that got me to watch it, and then everything else that made me a diehard Star Wars fan. And that is something that modern day media and the entertainment industry just don't understand, that you can make lifelong fans of something. You just got to give them what they want. And if you want a certain type of audience, don't try to change it is what the audience that you want likes, and then say, well, no, you have to like this thing. It's like, no. That's not how it works. That's not how you get organic growth and organic fandom into something, right? And that, back when the original trilogy was made, it was made by a man who was very interested in storytelling and mythology, and he told the hero's journey, and there just happened to be a princess in it that little girls like. And guess what? She had a beautiful dress. She had really cool hair, and like, it's just everything that draws little girls into it. And so that's what drew me into it, was the princess. And then I remember my aunt turned it on. She was like, yes, Santa will be entertained for a few hours. So she put me in my uncle's office. She turned on the TV. She shut the light off and she shut the door. And I remember just sitting there and not moving the entire time the movie played. And I couldn't read, which so I didn't know what the opening crawl said, but it looked cool. I was like, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before. This seems important. And well, I did know what the word princess was. So I saw the princess, so she wasn't lying to me. And so I remember watching it, and I don't even remember breathing. I just holding my breath the whole time, just with my blankie and just watching it. And when she opened the door, because she probably heard the music, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Taking mine, I was not even 3 yet, but still, I was like, this is so amazing. And I, as a little girl, liking princesses, the princess always marries the prince. So I was like, oh, Luke Skywalker must be the prince. I was like, I want Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker to get married, and Darth Vader is so cool. And oh my gosh, Chewbacca in the space of the planet. Oh my gosh. And she's like, well, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia can't get married. And I was like, what do you mean they can't get married? And she's like, yeah, no, she's going to marry Han Solo. I was like, what? Why? He's not the prince. He's not the one that's going to save the galaxy and become the Jedi. What? He's not the one that blew up the Death Star. This is wrong. And she's like, no, they can't get married because they're twins. And I was like, what? You're lying to me. No way. She's like, yeah, no, they're twins and Darth Vader is their father. And I was like, what? I looked at her like she was crazy. I was like, there's no way that is true. And she's like, yeah, do you want to watch the other movies? I was like, there's more movies. I was like, there's more. Turn them on right now. And the rest of the day I had a Star Wars marathon, and she was right. And I didn't believe her. I was like, there is no way. You are lying to me. They are not twins. She's not going to end up with Han Solo. And what do you know? That's exactly what happened. And I was obsessed. I was like, this is the greatest thing. And I have been a Star Wars fan ever since. Now, the princess was what drew me into Star Wars, but it's everything else that made me love it so much. Well, including Princess Leia. So you have the hero's journey in the first movie. And I would just like to preface that my favorite Star Wars character is Darth Vader. I absolutely love the tragedy that is Darth Vader. And so I have always been a big daddy's girl, and I love my father to death. So I really like stories and movies where there is, a prominent role for the father. And, the father isn't just a side character. And this, I know I was so young when I watched it, but this tragedy of the first thing that you see of Star Wars is Darth Vader killing people. He is a evil man. He is the embodiment of a villain, and he's murdering people. He tortures Princess Leia. He blows up her planet in front of her, and just the entire everything. But the second that he finds out that Luke is his son and Anakin Skywalker, and I was like, oh, that's cool. My name is kind of in it. But it's like everything after that changes, and it was just, there was so much depth to this story, and it's like the art of subtlety is completely lost in modern day entertainment. And so just watching that, and obviously I didn't understand everything as a kid, and the more as I get older and have different life experience, I understand Star Wars. New things will trigger stuff in my mind, and oh, well, that's what that meant, and that's what this meant. And there's still some stuff in it that I probably haven't figured out yet, because I haven't gotten to that part of my life yet. But I just everything about it I loved. I didn't understand Princess Leia's arc in Empire Strikes Back until recently, and that was the whole aspect of that Luke has been on his hero's journey, and so he's still finding himself, whereas Princess Leia has already found herself. She's already an established character in the first movie. She's badass and amazing, and that was another thing. I was drawn into the princess, but I have no connection to the princess, aside the fact that I used to have dark hair and naturally have dark hair. We have nothing in common. She was strong. She was beautiful. She could stand there and watch her planet get destroyed and not break. She could be tortured by Darth Vader and not break. She just lost everyone. She lost her father, her, adopted family. Everything that she grew up with, she lost. And she's not a complete disaster when Luke Skywalker shows up to rescue her. No, I connected with Luke because He was just a boy that lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere. That was me. I was just a little girl that lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and I looked out at the sunset every night, and I would gaze up at the stars. And I know I was little, but you know, when you're a kid and you have a big imagination and you have dreams and stuff, and everything is possible. Like that moment in A New Hope when Luke is watching the sunset, the binary sunset, that moment of Star Wars is what, you know, touched my heart and my soul. And I was not even 3 years old when I watched that, and it was amazing. And I was like, I've never felt more connected. Again, I was very, very young, but even still to this day, that moment has never left me. And so this whole concept with Kathleen Kennedy, oh, the Force is female, and it's like, hun, that's not how it works. You obviously don't understand Star Wars. The Force is not female. The Force does not have a gender. The Force is not something like that. That's not what it is. The Force is an energy that binds the universe together. You would know that if you actually watched the movie, but clearly you didn't. It kind of blows my mind. I could have explained this to this woman at 2 years old. But one of the beautiful things about storytelling is being able to connect to people that, especially when you don't have anything in common with them. It's like, yeah, Luke Skywalker, aside from the fact that we're humans, we have nothing in common. We both grew up on a ranch, and we both longed to go on, you know, to do something, and he inspired me. And I'm like, that's what drew me in. I was able to connect with someone that I had nothing in common with. Isn't that amazing how that works? The art of subtlety, storytelling, work, and, you know, actual talent and writing that goes into things. It's kind of mind-blowing. And the fact that the people nowadays don't even understand their audience, it hurts my head, because I'm like, you guys could have made something so good and you failed. They really wanted little girls and like girls to be into Star Wars. Like, we've been around for a very, very long time. I'm one to, you know, testify to that fact. And you can ask anyone that's ever known me, because that's where that Star Wars girl, that's where that came from. I've been a Star Wars fan my entire life. Kids used to bully me because I was a Star Wars fan. I was called that weird Star Wars girl. But anyone that's ever known me has known I'm a huge Star Wars fan. When I graduated high school, I gave a speech all about George Lucas, and George Lucas and I went to the same high school, so it was kind of like a tribute to him. And so, like, I gave a speech all about Star Wars. Like, that's on video. You guys can go find that and watch it. And, like, just to show you guys, like, girls have been around. Girls have loved Star Wars. The problem with, you know, people like Kathleen Kennedy and modern day entertainment people that are writing, that are making these executive decisions, is that they don't understand women enough to get women to be, you know, their audience. You want a bunch of little girls to go and watch Star Wars and to become diehard Star Wars fans like me? Well, guess what? You had a beautiful actress that was Daisy Ridley. You could have dressed her up a little bit, and you could have changed, you know, her freaking outfit a couple of times, because guess what? Girls like princesses, girls like pretty things. We like dresses, pretty hair, makeup, shoes, dolls. We love all of that stuff. And so you have Daisy Ridley on Jakku and all, you know, frumpy. You get her to wherever she's going, change her outfit when she gets to the bar, and have her in some cute outfit, have her in a different outfit when she's on the bad guy ship, or maybe tatter it up a little bit, change your hair up a little bit, and guess what? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. You could make more dolls of that and action figures, and little girls will like it because it's a doll that's in a pretty dress. It's like, oh my God, crazy. And people can say sexist all you want. I'm sorry, but that's just the freaking truth. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience, considering I don't know, we're about to watch a Barbie movie come out this year. Oh my gosh, and every, you know, woman is losing their mind because we're finally getting a Barbie movie, and everyone was in an uproar because the Barbie girl song is not going to be in the movie. Oh my gosh, you want to wonder where that audience is? Oh my gosh, it's women? It's crazy. But they're like, no, anything that's feminine is deemed bad in their eyes. It's the embodiment of all evil if you like anything feminine, but they don't understand that women like being feminine. Women like that kind of stuff. And yes, there are plenty of tomboys, but guess what? I was a tomboy for a little while. Like, yes, I liked all the princess stuff, and then I went through the tomboy phase. But I mean, tomboys still like pretty things. It's crazy how girls like girl things. Oh my God, mind freaking blown. Crazy concept. But the people in charge of Star Wars just don't understand it. They don't understand characters like Princess Leia. They don't understand, you know, the IPs that they're trying to, you know,
I don't even like what cash cow, and they don't understand the audience that they're trying to market to. So that's why they're failing epically, and that's why they're not going to have diehard Star Wars fans like me for their stuff. All they have is based on something that somebody else created. George Lucas, a man, which according to Kathleen Kennedy and then women just like Jennifer Aniston, you know, they're the bestest, they're the firstest ever at everything, and it's unfortunate, and that's the state of Star Wars today. So I just wanted to do this video as a tribute to George Lucas and, you know, the trilogy that I grew up loving, and, you know, just something that has been such a huge part of my life since I was 2 years and 3/4 years old. So yeah, anyways, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys have time and you want to indulge me and anyone else that cares to read them, leave me a comment and let me know, when was the first time that you watched Star Wars? And did you have a similar instance to me? And also let me know how old you were, because I kind of want to gauge, you know, when it was introduced in people's lives, because I have a lot of people like, oh, my kid isn't old enough. I'm like, I was 2. Like, I wasn't even 3 yet. And I watched Star Wars and I absolutely loved it. So let me know, when was it when you watched Star Wars for the first time and fell in love with it, and how old you were. If you could, that would be awesome. I would love to read them and see what everyone says. But everyone, with that being said, this video is long because I rambled, but I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And if you did, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay. Thank you so much for watching this far through. And if you haven't already, maybe take a minute, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that that bell is set to all, that we actually get notifications when I post videos and do live streams. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you guys would like to support me further, I actually have this link tree here that has links with every way that you can possibly do that. So I have the support the show, which is a direct link to my PayPal. This is my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, my live channel where I back up all of my live streams. So if you ever miss a live stream, either here on YouTube or on Twitch, you can catch it there on my live channel. I also have an art channel where I do painting stuff. I have a locals, I have an Etsy, I have a Facebook, I have an art Instagram, and I have a merch page. All of this can be found at my link tree. All the ways to support me, my channel, and my content is all in this link tree. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great rest of your day.